You literally have already been assigned it, bud. All right. So remember, you have a persuasive writing prompt that is due on the 5th, right? Right. So I'm just going to go through this quick little PowerPoint I have of a persuasive writing, and then we're going to do something else. But I have this already. I just thought we'd go through it. So what is persuasive writing for? Persuasive writing tells your opinion. It's on the board, Olivia. Persuasive writing tells your opinion, what you think. How to begin. Persuasive writing has a topic sentence that states your opinion. So in your first paragraph, in your intro, you should say your opinion. I should know what the entire essay is going to be about just from reading your first paragraph, okay? You should be able to tell me that Wisconsin is the place you need to visit, okay? The point. Like, why do you do persuasive writing? The point of persuasive writing is to try and get to have the same opinion and feel. Oh, wait, did I miss a word? The point of persuasive writing is to try and get people, I should have had the word people to have the same opinion and feel the same as you do. So you're going to be writing yours about your state. So you want everyone. I don't know why you're not hearing me, Evan, because I'm definitely talking. You want whoever's reading it to feel the same as you. You want whoever reading it to want to go to Florida, or want whoever to read it to go to Delaware. How? Persuasive writing gives facts and examples to support your opinion. So that's what your body paragraphs are. Remember, your body paragraphs are saying, oh my gosh, you know, the Wisconsin Dells are the best thing ever. You know, they're an indoor and outdoor water park. Like, there's your facts and examples of why Wisconsin's such a great place. If you're writing about, you know, South Dakota, maybe you're going to write about the Badlands. That's why you need to visit there, because they're so interesting to see. They're so beautiful. They're so, you know, different than other things that state has to offer. Remember, you're highlighting all the good things about your state, all the things someone might want to see. And remember, on the planning page that I gave you, which you don't have to use, but on that page, remember, I gave you that like list of 10 different things you might want to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about the weather. Maybe you want to talk about indoor things, outdoor things. Maybe you want to talk about location. Maybe you want to talk about what? Connor, I need you to sit up, and I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't care, Connor, because it's not making sense. Please be quiet. If you want to say something, raise your hand. So remember, on that the planning sheet, I gave you that bulleted list of things you might want to talk about. So remember, you have to give facts and examples. You can't be making things up about your state. Like, you shouldn't be saying that, you know, basically, we're not making things up about our state. We don't need to make things up about our state because we already know so many things about our state from our research. Landon. What? Okay, yeah, even if you don't think your state is the best state, remember, you're pretending like it is. And then lastly, in your ending, persuasive writing has a conclusion. And in your conclusion, you have to restate your opinion. You're saying your topic sentence again, how everyone should visit Wisconsin or how everyone should visit Minnesota, okay? So I'm hoping some of you guys have already kind of started looking at your persuasive writing prompt. I actually already have 2 people done, which is cool. Not saying you need to be done, but does anyone have any questions over our persuasive writing while I'm taking a moment out to talk about it? Anyone? You're not working on it today, so that's not what we're doing. I just wanted to start out. What questions do we have about the writing prompt? Is anyone confused? When we went over it, I definitely forgot to say, please make sure your writing prompt is double spaced. And a double space, you know, you just go to format, you go to line spacing, you hit double. Please be sure to do that. It's just easier for me to grade. It's really hard to grade things when all the lines are right on top of each other. So please just remember to double space. I meant to say that, and I totally forgot. So please double space it if you have I'm telling you to. Who's ever unwrapping something, can you like do it quickly so it stops making a ton of noise? So does anyone have any questions? It is due on the 5th. Obviously, if you have questions as we go, you are free to ask. But it doesn't look like anyone has any questions right now. No? Okay, great. Well, Mrs. Kneifel was like, oh my gosh, what do I want to do with today because our iLearn is over and we're not starting a module. We're going to do a module next week, I believe, but this week we're not doing a module. So Mrs. Kneifel was like, oh my gosh, what should we do? Mrs. Kneifel decided we should review some poetry because poetry's fun. So, remember, well, first, Mrs. Kneifel is going to read this beautiful poem to you that the title is cut off because I scrolled down. So I don't remember what it's called, but here's this beautiful poem. Feel free to listen. What?
June is a tune.
Okay, great. June is a tune.
That jumps on a stair.
June is a tune that jumps on a stair. June is a rose in a little girl's hair. June is a bumble of one small bee. June is a hug from the sunshine to me. So let's point out some interesting things about that poem. We definitely have some repetition, and we're going to label it. Remember, can someone remind me how we name these lines? Anyone remember how we do that? Jaden?
Stanzas.
Well, that's what they are, but remember the A, B, C, blah, blah, blah. Remember how it rhymes like tune? Doesn't rhyme with anything, but stare and hair rhyme. So tune would be our line A because it's our first line. Does anything else rhyme with tune? No. So that's our only A line. But our next one is that jumps on a stair, so that is line B. What rhymes with jumps on a stair, Mia? And a little girl's hair. So this is also a B. How about June is a rose? That would be a line C, because obviously A, B, C. Is there another C line? Anyone? Another C? No. All right, June is a bumble. What's that?
D.
D. Anything? Is there another D line? No. Of one small bee. What's that line?
E.
E. Is there another E?
Me.
Me. And then we have one line left, and it's not an A, B, C, or D, or E, so it is a F. So this poem is a A, B, C, B. Landon, Bryden. This poem is an A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. So essentially, different, or A, B, C, B. And then this one, there are 2 B's and 2 E's, and then there's 4 other lines. But there's also some other repetition in this poem. Where can we see, first off, what is repetition? Can someone tell me what repetition is?
No.
Repetition. Another word in that is repeat. What does that mean? If something repeats, what does that mean? Dylan?
It's basically a pattern.
Yeah, a pattern. It's if I said, say what you just said, I said, say what you just said. I repeated myself. So repetition means it's happening again and again. So there is repetition in this poem. Some things are written or said again and again. Can someone please tell me what is said more than once? Abigail? June, that's not all. Is A. All of that. June is A. June is A. June is A. So that is 4 repetitions that we have here. Now, we shall do something fun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to read this to you. And together, we're going to add on to this poem. So, be thinking about what our next line should be. So, June is a tune that jumps on a star. There. June is a rose in a little girl's hair. June is a bumble of one small bee. June is a hug from the sunshine to me. So our next line should start with what? If we are repeating the poem, we have June is blank explains that. 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 So if we were continuing with this pattern, how should our next line begin, Jackie? June is, would someone like to tell me, when you think of June, the month is what we're talking about, I'm assuming. Anyone want to give me a word for June is? Corgan? Well, it's June is and there's one sun, so that wouldn't work. So it wouldn't be June is a sun. So it's going to have to be a different word because is something that could be plural. It would have to be the, but if we change the, then it wouldn't be repeating. It wouldn't be repetition. And we want repetition. Write it, or Connor, voice off. Mia, June is a... Can you say the word again?
Pool.
June is a pool. Blank. So now we have to explain the pool. So remember, June, that jumps on the stair. Rose, that was in a girl's hair. Bumble on a small bee. Hug from the sunshine to me. So now we need to explain the pool. June is our repetition. We chose pool. Now we just got to explain the pool. Does the pool have to rhyme with anything? No, we just got to explain the pool. Ethan, what might we say? June is a pool. Oh, that sounds nice.
I don't know.
That's good. That is
nice
and cool. So his did rhyme. Is it okay that it rhymes? Yeah, obviously it's okay that it rhymes. Did it have to rhyme? No, but that's a good one. So if we were to continue this poem on, we have A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E, and now we have June is a pool. What line would that be called? G. And then our next one, that is nice and cool. What would that one be? G, because pool and cool. Woo-hoo. Yay, that was a good one. All right. Do we want to do one more line of this one before we go to the next? Okay. So now, how are we starting our next line, Amia? How are we starting it? What? What? Okay. How are we starting out the next line, Kaden? June is up. Remember, that's our repetition. When you think of June, what is next? So far we have tune, rose, bumble, hug, and pool. What else is June, Jaden? You're not Jaden.
A toilet?
Jaden? Okay, well, I will not be calling on you anymore today because you're not going to do the right thing. Then I'm not going to call on you. I don't want you to be funny. Right now, we're trying to talk about June in a poem. I did not ask anyone to be funny. Connor. A what?
A nuke. What is it? Okay, we need to be serious.
Mrs. Sitting's class, we can do this together or it can be an assignment by yourself. Please do the right thing. We already went through that literally 5 seconds ago with Corgan. Please do not raise your hand unless you have something you actually want to contribute. Landon. I want one right here. That's what I'm looking for. June is a cloud. June is a cloud. Now I need someone else. There's normally, think of a nice bright blue June sky with big puffy clouds. So now our next line should what? Someone tell me what our, don't tell me the next line. Tell me what our next line does. Our next line does what, Olivia?
It kind of explains what the cloud is.
Yeah, it describes or explains our cloud. So June is a cloud. Blankety blank blank blank. What about the cloud, Abigail?
All puffy in the sky.
June is a cloud. Puffy in the sky. Ooh, that sounds so nice. So cloud would be a line what? We just ended with G. What would cloud be? Line what? H. What about the next one? All puffy in the sky. Yeah, it would be I because it doesn't rhyme with anything else. All puffy in the sky. What?
I have an idea for a good one.
But I'm not going to. I didn't ask for that.
All right.
So now we have this nice, lovely poem that we added onto, and we added onto it using the repetition and following the pattern. June is we picked something and then we described that something. Any questions on this lovely poem? Yes, no, maybe so? No? What is your question, Connor?
Could I have one?
No. I'm moving on to our next poem now. Abigail's going to erase the board for me. I did not ask for you to shout out or for you to shout out.
June is a month with a sunshine day. I was going to say June is a month.
I did not ask you to say that. Voices should be off. All right. Next, we have a little bit longer of one. I'm going to read it to you, and then we are going to label it. You know, line A, line B, etc., etc. Be on the lookout for those things that are rhyming, or be on the lookout for repetition. Things that repeat, okay? So, will my dreams come true this new year? Will that rosy dawn arrive? Will I find the foot of the rainbow and the things for which I strive? Will I follow a road that's greener? Will the misty hills grow clear beyond the far horizon? Will my dreams come true this year? I wish I could read a crystal in which my fate I would see. I wish I could find an omen that would show my future to me. I wish I could learn what future so darkly plans to do. I wish some genie would tell me, will all my dreams come true? Bless you. That one's a little bit longer, and it's not as, upbeat as our June one. So line 1. Will my dreams come true this new year? Obviously, it's the first line. The first line is clearly line 1. A. And it ends with new year. Is there anything else that is going to go with that?
Year clear.
Should I call on you? No. Olivia.
Clear and then.
Yeah, the same one, obviously. So clear is also line A. Will the misty hills grow clear, and will my dreams come true this year? Another line A. All right, that looks good. So if we're done with line A's, what type of lines come next? Everyone? B. And we have arrive. Does anything rhyme with arrive? Corgan? Not Corgan. Abigail? Sorry.
Strive.
Strive rhymes with arrive. I think that's it. Next, if we're done with A and we're done with B, what's next? Does anything rhyme with rainbow? No, I don't think so. I think it's just a C line. Is it okay if that's the only C? Yeah, of course it's okay. And next we have greener. Does anything rhyme with greener? Horizon, crystal, sea, omen, me, fortune, no. So that is line, what? D. And then we have horizon, beyond the horizon. Anything over that? So what's next? D? E. So our first stanza, our first section of lines is A, B, C, B, D, A, E, A. Are there any repetitions in this lovely stanza? Just this one, we're not moving on to the next one. What are some repetitions, things that repeat, my friends? Mia.
So like it says will I, will that, will I.
Yeah, so it says will my, will that, will I, will the, will my. Look at all those wills, right? All of those would be repetitions, starting it out with will. And also, we have a lot of repetitions of questions. By having that will, that's a question word, and all of these are questions. So there's also some repetitions through the question marks, the punctuation, and stuff like that. All right, let's move on to the second one. I think that's all. I wish I could read a crystal. We have A, B, C, D, E. What's next? F. Anything else rhyming with crystal? No. I wish, or in which my fate I would see. C is A. Everyone?
G.
What rhymes? Now raise your hand. I know there's other G lines. What's another G line, Bryden?
Quote me. And then there's another me.
There's a me, and then there's another me. So there's 3 G lines, just like there's 3 A lines. All right, now we have, I wish I could find an omen. That would, after G would be what, my friends? H. Are there any other things for H? No. How about, I wish I could learn what? Fortune. Is that fortune?
Yeah.
Okay, don't mind me. After H, it would be I. And then we have do, left, and true. So those are both what? J. Do and true are J. So for this stanza, we have F, G, H, G, I, J, G, J. Are there any repetitions in this one? The answer is yes, but it's different than these repetitions. What repetition is in this one, Mr. Dylan?
I wish.
Yes, I wish. And it's actually I wish I could. We could do all of that. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could. And then this one is just I wish instead of I wish I could. But I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish. Those are repetitions. It is repetitive. Miss Olivia?
For the bottom one, would will be one of the repetitions?
Yeah, and then that's what I was just gonna say. And then look, we have a repetition that came from up here down to here. It ends kind of how it begins. Will. It starts with will and it ends with will. Yay. And then here we have a lot of statements with exclamation marks instead of questions where there's all questions. Down here it is more statements, and then it does end with a question as well. So does everyone see the repetitions in here? Everyone see the beautiful things? All right, our next poem's a little bit different. Bryden, please erase as I move on to our next poem. Which one of you smart cookies remembers what poems like these are called? Raise your hand. Do you remember what these type of poems are called? Anyone?
Did a student draw that?
I got it offline. Jacqueline, what's it called?
A haiku.
No, sorry. Haiku's the next time poem. Anyone remember what this is called? First off, this word is tornado, and what does this look like? A tornado. This is a concrete poem. When what is written about is in the shape of it. So it's about a tornado, and it looks like a tornado. So that's a concrete poem. So we're going to see if there's any rhyming or any repetition in here. Yeah, there may be, there may not be. So, tornado spins around and around. Powerful and scary if they touch the ground. Dark skies in the afternoon make me want to hide in my room. Hovers over my head as I hide in fear and dread. So, this concrete poem, is it written line, 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 like our past one?
No.
Well, there's lines, but is it just, hey. I do not need anything, but thank you. So, concrete poems are a little bit different. Just listening to me, did you hear rhyming words?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard rhyming words too, but our poem is not written in tornado, blah, 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 round, period. Powerful, scary, blah, 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 ground. It's not written like that, so it's kind of hard to do the AABB thing because it's not written like that because it is this beautiful concrete poem that is in the shape of which it is written. So instead, we're just going to find some rhyming words within here. I like concrete poems. I think they're super fun. I was looking at some more this morning. There was a good one. It was about someone getting like a sibling, like their mother was pregnant. So then it was in the shape of like a baby. It was really cute. I should have done that one. But anyway, so tornado spins around and around. Were there any words that rhymed for that first line? Round and around. Abigail?
Touch the ground.
Yeah, so we'll just say round, round, ground. All of those rhyme, right? How about dark skies in the afternoon make me want to hide in my room? What rhyming words do do we hear there? Kaden? Can you say that again? Afternoon and room. Covers over my head as I hide in fear and dread. What do we have there? Any rhyming words in those, Mia? Head and dread. All right, so there's some rhyming words. Does a poem always have to rhyme? No, especially not a concrete poem, because the point of a concrete poem is just to be in the shape of what it is talking about. Do you think this author did a good job talking about what a tornado is or how you feel, and then putting it in the shape of the tornado? I really like this one. I think it's fun. So we have one more poem to talk about today. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This is Haiku loves poetry, in case you were wondering. I really liked it when I was a kid. All right, our next one's nice and short because it is a Jacqueline. What type is it?
Oh my.
A haiku, and it's called "Spring is in the Air." Does anyone remember what is special about a haiku poem? I'd love to write haiku on the board, but I don't remember how it's spelled. So, and don't look it up for me. It doesn't matter. Anyways, it's called a haiku. Spring is in the air. What's important about a haiku poem? Kaden? Yes, it's a certain amount of syllables, and it goes 5, 7. That's not a 7. I think I don't know what I was writing. 5.
It looks like a 1 train
7,
handstand.
5. So, spring is in the air. Let's clap those syllables out. Spring is in the air. Was that 5 syllables?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Flowers are blooming sky high. Flowers are blooming sky high. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then children are laughing. Children are laughing. 2, 1, 2, which equals 5. Haikus are super fun because they're nice and short. I like them. So that is specific. And remember, I can't remember what they're called, but there's other poems that also have to do with syllables. That there's a longer amount, or they're not a longer, but there's more syllables in it. I can't remember what they're called. Haiku is something really common. Concrete poems are really common. And then the first 2 poems we looked at where they just have those stanza lines. Those are also probably the most common types of poems that we see. Mia.
I can't think of what it's called, but wasn't the one that was like with me?
Oh yeah, that was the other. I should have put one of those. It was what are those called? Like the poems where like we could do that real quick. We have an extra time. Where you decide a word. Our word's gonna be I learn. I wanted to write a poem with you guys. Our word is I learn. What are those called?
I know what you mean.
I know, but I don't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
I'll think of it as we're doing this. So our word is I learn. And remember, you're describing the word through your poem. And you can use words or you can use phrases. We're going to describe I learn together. You may not say it's dumb, stupid, or pointless. You can talk about how it's long, how it's stressful, anything of that nature. We may not use the word dumb, stupid, pointless. Okay? Would anyone like to go for any of these? Do we have to do them in order? No. Ethan, tell me, what do you think?
E for excessive.
Excessive. That's a good word because sometimes all those tests we feel like it's a lot. Excessive means a lot. That's a good way to describe it. I mean, we had 3 reading tests last week. That might be a little bit excessive. Jacqueline.
Irritating.
4, which word? Irritating. It is a little bit irritating, right? Because we have to stop what we're learning, like stuff like this, to take tests. So it can be a little bit irritating or frustrating. Mia.
I was gonna say I for imagination.
Okay.
Imagination. Imagination. Well, you have to use it.
Didn't you have to use your imagination on the writing prompt?
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more positive than irritating. So I'll just write that off to the side. Abrielle?
Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking. That's a good one. Nerve-wracking. Definitely can be nerve-wracking. Who haven't I really talked to today? Amia?
L for learning.
L for learning. Hey, you guys are pretty much using words. Remember, you can use phrases. That's you.
R for relearning.
Relearn. All we have left is an A. Corgan. That's a good one.
So true.
All right, so our lovely I learned poem. Oh, it's an acrostic poem. That's what it's called. It's acrostic. And remember, you pick a word, like it could be your name or something. And our word was I learned, which is kind of two words in one. And then we write words. So I learned, irritated, learning, excessive, anxiety, relearn, nerve-wracking. Yay.
Whoever gave it compliments, we're not friends. We
What would
probably
be
never
your one
were.
friend? No.
Aw.
Remember, we're not supposed to be saying negative things.
Ella could
Olivia,
be lame.
tell me.
Responsible.
Responsible, because on the test you have to do your personal best, right? You have to be responsible to get your questions done, to manage your time, all those fun things. So yes, lastly, that was an acrostic poem. So I need all your eyeballs on me real quick. All your beautiful eyeballs looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. All right, I need everyone looking at me real quick. So we do not have reading class tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. I will see you again on Friday. Friday, we're going to do another type of fun review, just something fun because I know we've been doing so much tests lately. So I'm not going to see you the next 3 days. That means you need to be working on your writing prompts. If you have any questions as you're going, please email me, come to my room in the morning or maybe during your homeroom or something, because those are due on the 5th, same day as your slideshow. And remember, 5 paragraphs. Intro, facts, facts, facts. Conclusion. I know it seems daunting, but once you start writing it, have your notes up with you. I think it'll go fast. If for some reason, like maybe you're doing a paragraph about outdoor activities or maybe outdoor things, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I need a little bit more information. You already have those links. Go back to those links and maybe find more information if you need it, okay? You are free to do that. Just use those same websites. If there's no questions for the rest of reading, which is only about 4 minutes, you guys can A, read a book, or B, work on your writing prompt. Thank you for joining. Okay. Goodbye, friends at home.